Reasons why America will never be great again without Black Americans. And it's because the wealth gap between the middle and 1% is creating a much wider wealth gap between themselves and the white majority. Therefore, the middle class is almost obsolete, because studies indicate that white Americans are more likely to experience chronic homelessness in unsheltered situations, such as encampments, compared to Black people, who are most likely to experience temporary or episodic homelessness in emergency shelters. America's global prominence before that happened, the wealth was generated from slavery and was undeniably key component on why America is still number one. A European journalist wrote about the glue that holds a nation together in times of difficulty. Because of that, Black Americans are stakeholders in the fabric of this nation. So the first reason on why we're here at this point in time economically in 2025, and why there's such a change and shift in the economy, and why the majority is feeling these strains that Black Americans have felt for centuries. Without Black Americans in this country, it will never be great again. There has to be a restructure that opens up a wider gap of wealth for Black Americans to be able to have access to. One of the first reasons on why America will never be great again without Black Americans is because we're the only implanted group since the inception of this nation that never sent its wealth back overseas. Because of that, America became even more wealthy into becoming the most sought after country for immigrants after the Civil War. Foundation of early American economy, slavery was a fundamental component of the early American economy, particularly in the South. The forced labor of enslaved Africans generated immense wealth through the production of cash crops like cotton, tobacco, and sugar. This agricultural wealth fueled economic growth, not just in the South, but also in the North. And it fueled industries like textiles, shipping, and finance that profited from the slave economy. It even impacted Great Britain. Our ancestors' contribution to this country with the wealth retained through cotton from free labor established a union to attract foreign investors. Without cotton, mainly, America would have never had enough wealth to free itself from British rule. Even when we had to face being economically independent after slavery, with no reparations or benefits from centuries of free labor from our ancestors, our group was the only one to remain inspired to be citizens and to work towards common goals and establishing civil rights for all people. Black American slaves were the drivers of industrialization that led into American corporations. And it's even gotten us here to AI. The invention of the cotton gin and textile industry in both the U.S. and Great Britain created a massive demand for cotton. Enslaved labor in the South produced the vast majority of the world's cotton, making it a critical export and a cornerstone of the global economy in the 19th century, the 20th century, and even now in the 21st century. That wealth accumulation was crucial for the overall economic expansion of the United States. Even the infrastructure, new industries, financial institutions, they are all heavily dependent upon that wealth that Black Americans work for. And we are still owed a great debt to the unfair practices that kept the country fueling, but not being able to gain a return for ourselves, not being able to gain a return on that labor investment for their descendants. There would be no JP Morgan, Citibank, Harvard, American Wall Street if it had not been for the free labor of Black Americans. Number 2, Black Americans are the only group that has never initiated a war against the government. We promoted unity and reduced conflict, even having to advocate for our own human rights. Martin Luther King and even eventually Malcolm X understood that nonviolence is always the first path to victory. White freedmen did. Indigenous groups defended their land rights here, and other groups would later bring attacks after establishing citizenship within the United States. Example, 9/11, Boston Marathon, Twin Towers attacks, Oklahoma City bombing, January 6th Capitol Hill attack, and other events. We have served this nation either on United States soil or abroad, even against the discrimination that we felt. Offering social cohesion and stability was still our main goal. Number 3, we have primarily remained here on U.S. soil continuously, being a part of the economy and contributing towards the continued framework of this nation. Our contributions towards the nation have never been transactional. We have been here since the beginning, and others have only came to the United States for its economic resources. They failed to achieve in their own homelands and with their own governments. While we had to endure injustice, we still contributed to the nation's success side by side with our new immigrant neighbors. There was never a competition between us and other international born groups that entered in. We are also the only group that doesn't take on a different national flag to deface the value of the American flag. We also serve under that flag as Black military members. Might I add, taking a knee is a demonstration to remind fellow citizens of your commitment in honoring our laws that need to be fair for all and not just some. Economists state that the future path of America's prosperity are all in agreement that Black American racial wealth and income gaps have significant negative consequences for the entire nation. Again, that is the reason why a lot of white Americans are now starting to feel that crunch. It has been impending for a very long time. This is a new landscape for them that they have never experienced before, ever. The 300,000 Black American women out of the workforce, it's going to cause an economic stagnation. Black Americans are the canary tunnel for every other group in this country. If a Black American is financially jeopardized, then it's just a matter of time that all demographics are going to be affected as well. Reports like the Pew Research and other analysis are ongoing. And our role, according to those reports and studies, state that Black Americans are very valuable. Even as immigration patterns shift, it's crucial to recognize that the contributions of Black Americans are foundational to the United States and continue to be vital regardless of immigration trends. The ongoing role and the value of Black Americans, even as immigration patterns shift, the continued contributions of Black Americans are foundational, as are we, to the United States and continue to be vital regardless of any new groups of people that come in. We welcome it. We're excited about it. We are the ones that take our money and we go to these different stores and shops and different cultural experiences, and we are happy to patronize those businesses. Because of the Black American dollar, a lot of ethnic groups that have immigrated into this country have been able to take that money and have been able to send it home to help with the economic pressures that they are facing back in the homelands. Black Americans fuel this market. Ongoing economic reports confirm our dollars are substantial to economic force. We influence trends, and there's a driving demand across various sectors of the globe based on our culture. Social justice. Lastly, although immigration trends show an increased positive incline with particular groups, social justice is still an area that Black Americans are dominating. New immigrants enjoy the economic freedom and benefits of the ongoing social justices that Black Americans are constantly challenging. Without social justice and human rights in this country, along with fair immigration laws in America, immigrants will experience less and less security in their newfound success in the United States. Immigration brings new benefits and diversity to the United States, but it can't diminish the enduring and critical importance of Black Americans. Our roots in this country are deep, and our impact has been transformative, not only within this country, but across the globe. And we've inspired other groups of people across the globe in different nations to also stand up for their own civil rights. The United States is a big nation, and it has so much room for more growth. But we have to do it together, and we have to do it on a more even playing field. Please like, share, and subscribe to Pop-Up Genius on Politics. Thank you.